Hello, and welcome to a demo showcasing CA's platform for MSPs. My name is Brian Wharton, and I'll be walking you through a number of technologies that can enable the MSP. We will walk through an entire life cycle of a service from its inception to termination, where I will showcase tools that show the ease of use in ordering a service, orchestration of the service's provisioning, insight into the overall health and welfare of the service, management and impact analysis of the service level agreements, capacity trending and analysis, and finally the death of the service. We will start out from a customer viewpoint where you will be introduced to Irene. Irene is a business executive at Forward Inc., responsible for their investment banking environment. Irene has an immediate need to increase the capacity of her trading environment due to an impending IPO. Irene must get the additional capacity ASAP. Let's walk through how this is done. In this screen, Irene has the ability to select from 4 different templates that the MSP can define. The MSP has control over what types of servers, services, or entire scaled-out environments can be available for each of their customers. Given her current need, Irene needs to have an application server running on Linux, so she will choose the Red Hat server image. In this screen, Irene can define exactly what software will be loaded on top of this base Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. Since this will be an application server, Irene will go ahead and choose the Apache Tomcat instance running on that server. After Irene has selected the application, she now has the ability to change the system requirements for the physical or virtual machine. She can change the number of systems, the number of CPUs that reside on those systems, and the amount of memory that has been allocated for those systems. Each time she does, you can see that the total cost per hour will change based on her requirements. In addition to specifying the system requirements, Irene can also dictate the life cycle of the service from inception to its end of life. Since her capacity need is temporary, we're only going to select 1 day of use. On the next screen, Irene can specify additional information, such as project ID or notes. In addition to that, she can also specify the service as another template so that she can earmark that for later events. Finally, after this entire process, Irene can confirm her order. We can see the number of systems, the image, the network connections, and the reservation, as well as the cost estimate for that service in case she wants to change it. By utilizing the IT Process Automation Manager suite, you have the ability to provision and configure the OS, as well as configuring the network, configuring the storage, and also finally providing closure notification. As you can see, these are wireframe graphical representations of scripts that would take place on the box or the machine at provision time. It goes as far as being able to check the host name and creating events based on the host name. It can do things like create and configure the IP addresses. It can also do things like assigning the specific images and installing software, as well as validating the application that was installed on the machine at runtime. In summary, IT Automation Manager enables you to automate any manual event that is required to build a service, including hardware, operating system installs, networking, security, and storage. This enables every MSP to do more with less resources and increasing your overall time to value. So by leveraging the scripts and workflows of IT Process Automation Manager, we can see now how it affects Irene's initial order for a brand new Red Hat instance. Looking at VMware's console, you can see how the image is automatically allocated and how it's being provisioned in a rapid manner. Finally, after the service has been fulfilled by our catalog that Irene ordered the service through, to the automation solution seen moments ago, you can see the final product that will be delivered to the customer. Irene will also receive a notification in the form of an email that the service has been fulfilled and ready for use. Now let's take a look at some of our insight tools, such as our Infrastructure Manager. From this screen, you can view the overall topology of your environment that's required to deliver infrastructure as a service, which includes both the shared components, such as switches, routers, and servers, along with Irene's dedicated forwarding trading infrastructure. In this view, notice how the switch governing the forwarding infrastructure is red. Our infrastructure management product has intelligence to sense the failure by listening to all the systems under that switch and automatically correlates the errors and pinpoints the root cause to the switch. In addition to seeing root cause analysis, you can also provide health and performance dashboards to Irene, which gives insight to the customer in real time. These dashboards provide a number of infrastructure components that affect her environment. She has the ability to select any component and drill into them in real time, which is an excellent troubleshooting tool. In addition to providing monitoring on the service, you can also view the service from a business perspective, which can break out the service to its critical application components. As you can see, Irene's trading application is unable to process trades because the quoting service is down due to a network issue. Could this be related to the switch issue we saw a few moments ago? As a matter of fact, it is. You can see from the information showing on the screen, the business outage was impacted due to the switch issue we saw moments ago. In any MSP, it's imperative that you understand your SLAs and how you're meeting them at any given time. Our SLA management tool provides a powerful, rich set of dashboards that are fed by the Insight products. In this initial dashboard, you can see how your overall services are performing, how you're doing regionally or globally, your top 5 worst metrics, and finally, you can add specific components that you wish to monitor at any given time. So let's take a look at Irene's service. Irene has an SLA with the MSP that requires 99.99% uptime availability. We can see that this service is not performing optimally, and over the last 2 months has averaged around 30 minutes of outages, causing an average of $310 in penalties. Given that the operation price for this service is $1,300, the MSP is suffering significant margin reductions. Something must be done. After viewing our SLAs for Irene's service, it was determined that the root cause for the service was too little capacity on the shared virtual environment. Using CA's optimization tools, we can look at some analysis on current trending as well as future trending for each service. In this report, we can see for the past month the capacity of the service is decreasing because the usage and utilization of the services are increasing. So let's take a look at how our overall services are performing and add a few growth projections. In this view, at the bottom part of the screen, you can see a historical and projected trend. You can see how additional capacity was added in August of 2008 and October of 2008, allowing our overall environment to meet the demands of our current customers. However, if we change a few variables such as growth projections, we can see if each service can meet the demand on a per month time window and view which service might need some attention. Finally, the day is finished for Irene and our overall service automatically deprovisioned the application server, decommissioned our Insight services for that app server, updated our overall SLA tools, as well as initiate change tickets for all these tasks, and finally sending a notification back to Irene.